She couldn't walk into a supermarket. Her chest would clamp shut, like being squeezed in a vice. 6 weeks later, she was laughing at the checkout. The panic never came. I used hypnotherapy to go straight to the roots of her body's false alarm system. In this video, I'll walk you through the 3 mechanisms that stopped the alarm from being triggered and how that could work for you. Real quick, if you find this insightful, make sure to like and hit the subscribe button. My next batch of videos will dive deeper in practical ways with improving your life. So don't miss out on unlocking your full potential. Now back to the video. Rewriting anxiety at its source. Imagine if the memory that's been setting off your panic could feel as uneventful as remembering what you had for breakfast this morning. It's still there, still part of your life story, but without that surge of dread hitting you in the chest. That's not wishful thinking, it's actually something your brain can be guided towards. You see, anxiety often isn't about what's happening right now, it's your mind reacting to an old danger signal as if it's playing in real time. The brain keeps a sort of mental shortcut file for strong emotional experiences, and sometimes it files things in the wrong place. An argument at work gets lumped in with a threat to your safety. A crowded shop becomes linked to the same internal alarm you would feel if you were about to be physically harmed. It's not that your brain is lying, it's that it's misremembering a perfectly ordinary event as if it were life or death. The thing is, most coping strategies you'll hear about, breathing exercises, distraction, even mindfulness, are great at helping you through the moment, but they really go back to that original file and change what's written there. It's like putting a sticky note on the outside of a folder saying, "Don't panic about this," but never actually open it up and rewrites in the contents. That fear stays coded, and sooner or later, the same trigger can light it up again. What's fascinating is that neuroscience has shown something called memory reconsolidation. And it's exactly what it sounds like. When you recall a memory under certain conditions, it stops being a fixed record. It becomes editable for a short window of time, almost like you've opened that file and you can change what it means before it saves again. If you can recall the event in a context where your brain feels safe, then add a new contradictory piece of information, you can actually weaken the fear response that's linked to it. Here's a real life example. One recent client had panic attacks almost every time she walked into a supermarket. It was all tied back to one afternoon years earlier when she'd been shopping. She felt faint and her heart started racing. In hypnotherapy, I guided her into a relaxed state first, because in that state, the brain's threat radar turns right down. Then, whilst she felt physically at ease and supported, I brought her that supermarket scene, not to re-traumatize her, of course, but to let the memory come to surface without the usual fight or flight storm. In that moment, her body wasn't reacting as if she were in danger, and I could guide her to notice details she had missed the first time. The neutral music playing, the calm cashier, the fact that she was still standing and breathing normally. Those bits of information got added to the memory during an edit window. Over a couple of phone sessions, the memory of that day stopped being loaded with danger signals. Subsequently, when she thought about it again, it felt more like remembering a slight inconvenient shopping trip, not a life-threatening event. That's the true power of hypnotherapy. It provides the right mental environment for this editing process. You're awake, you're aware, but you're in this calm, focused state where the body isn't reacting as if the threat is real. And that makes it all possible to reframe the meaning of the memory on a deep fundamental automatic level. The panic loop is broken because the brain now treats that trigger as unimportant. Now, it is important to understand this isn't about wiping the memory. You still know the supermarket visit happened. What changes is what your nervous system thinks it actually means. And once that emotional charge is gone, your brain stops sending you those intense alarm signals every time you walk past the fruit aisle or hear that beep of the checkout. So even if you've been living with the same trigger for years, the story your brain tells itself about that moment can be rewritten. And once that happens, you're not just managing anxiety, you're removing one of the root sources that's feeding it. Changing those mental maps is so powerful on its own. Just keep in mind that anxiety isn't just stored in thoughts and memories, it's also wired into your body's reflexes. And learning how to quiet that physical alarm system is the next part of the equation. Conclusion: anxiety isn't just in your thoughts, it stores in your body too. It shows up as patterns that your mind and nervous system repeats without asking you first. The good news, however, is that those patterns can be untangled. If you want to start small, just try a simple breathing reset. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 1, exhale for 6. Allow me to repeat that again. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 1, then exhale for 6. Do that for a minute or so and notice the shift. If you're curious about going even further, find a qualified hypnotherapist or simply book my personal 4-session phone program via my Calendly link. You can find all the details and book your preferred spots from the video description or in my channel bio. In future videos, I'll show you how to train automatic safety responses in real time. I truly believe that anxiety can be eased by retraining both the mind and the body. This is Marco Cello. Many thanks for watching. If you're ready to explore how hypnotherapy can help you directly, I invite you to schedule a hypnotherapy telesession or learn more about my 20% discounted hypnosis phone programs. You can find all the details and book your preferred spots from the video description or in my channel bio, or simply type in what you see on screen. Thanks very much.